Once upon a time, in a certain country, there was a farmer whose crops were destroyed by wild boars, whose livestock was killed, and whose people were attacked by a ferocious boar. The king promised a generous reward to anyone who could save the country from this calamity. However, the beast was so large and powerful that no one dared to approach the forest where it lived. Two brothers lived in this country. They were both poor, but they decided to take on this great adventure. The older brother was cunning and arrogant, while the younger brother was innocent and optimistic. The king told them, "You should each enter the forest from opposite sides. That way, you will have a better chance of finding the creature." So, the older brother entered the forest from the west, while the younger brother entered from the east. As the younger brother walked, a little dwarf approached him. The dwarf had a black spear in his hand and said to the younger brother, "You are a good and innocent person. Take this spear and go confidently towards the boar. The boar will not harm you." The younger brother thanked the dwarf and bravely ventured into the forest with the spear. Soon, he encountered the boar. The boar charged at him, but the younger brother thrust the spear at it. The boar blindly attacked the spear and impaled itself, splitting its heart in two. The younger brother then carried the monster on his shoulder, planning to take it to the king. As the younger brother reached the exit of the forest, he saw a house near the entrance where many people were dancing and drinking, making a lot of noise. Meanwhile, the older brother had entered the house, thinking that since the boar would not run away, he could have a drink to boost his courage. But at that moment, the younger brother emerged from the forest carrying the beast. Seeing this, the older brother became jealous and felt an evil urge inside him. He called out to the younger brother, "Hey, come in and take a rest. Have a drink to regain your strength." The younger brother, unaware of his brother's malicious intentions, entered the house and shared the story of how he had received the spear from a kind dwarf and killed the boar. The older brother kept the younger brother there until evening, and then they left together. However, when they reached a bridge over a small river, the older brother pushed the younger brother from behind, causing him to fall into the river and drown. The older brother buried his brother's body under the bridge and carried the boar, pretending that he had killed it, to the king. As a reward, the older brother married the princess. No one suspected the older brother's evil deed, thinking that the younger brother had perished because of the boar. But in the eyes of God, no wrongdoing can remain hidden forever. So, this terrible act would eventually come to light. Many years passed, and one day, a shepherd was passing over the bridge with his flock of sheep. He noticed a white bone shining like snow in the sand under the bridge. Thinking it could make a good flute mouthpiece, he picked it up and carved it into a whistle. To his surprise, the bone started singing on its own. "Oh, shepherd, you have found my bone. I was killed by my older brother, who buried me under the bridge. He wanted the boar and the princess." The shepherd was amazed by the singing bone and decided to show it to the king. When the king heard the song, he understood its meaning. He immediately ordered the ground under the bridge to be dug up, revealing the younger brother's bones. The older brother could no longer deny his wrongdoing. He was imprisoned in a bag and thrown into the water, still alive. As for the younger brother, his bones were buried in a splendid grave in the cemetery.